So today I'm going to be checking out this Fender Jason Isbell Telecaster, and I'm borrowing it from a friend of mine, so I haven't really actually had too much time, or as much time as I usually would if I was kind of making a full feature video on the guitar. So I thought the kind of easiest way to streamline it for myself is to ask you guys what you wanted to know about the guitar. That's exactly what I did. I asked you over on Instagram what you wanted to know about the Jason Isbell Telecaster, because there's a reasonable amount of interest around this guitar. Personally, I'm very interested in this guitar. I can tell you right now I like it a lot, but we're going to go through some of your questions, I'll answer them, and we're going to have some tones as well. At the end of the day, this is a very simple signature guitar. At the core of it, it is just a great Telecaster, really. We know we have two pickups, a nice alder body, maple neck, rosewood fingerboard. That's pretty much it. Standard kind of Telecaster switching and all that. I think overall the looks of the guitar, I think it's one of the best looking Telecasters that you can buy right now off the shelf for sure. It's got a relic on it as well from the Mexico factory. That's worth pointing out actually, that's a Mexican made guitar, so that sort of gives you an indication of the price point. That being said, I do think it's pretty much the most expensive guitar the Mexico factory makes. I think this is about £1,300. So yeah, top of what Mexico can do right now. So most of you were asking about the neck profile, the neck carve. A few people asked about that, and I'll tell you, it's pretty skinny actually, pretty skinny. The only vintage Telecaster I've played was a 63, and that had one of the skinniest necks I've ever played. And this is sort of getting there. Vintage C, I don't know what to call it. Let me tell you, it's pretty skinny. Horsehead Gary Stead, I believe, who listens to my podcast. How are the pickups with the body sound? Thick, ice picky, etc. So the pickups themselves are really good. They are custom wound for this guitar. They're Jason Isbell custom Fender pickups. They are I'd probably describe them as sweet sounding, very down the middle Telecaster sounding pickups. The neck pickup is my favourite out of the two. The bridge pickup has got plenty of twang for a Telecaster, but I just wish it had a bit more girth behind it. I think if this was my guitar, I'd probably swap those pickups out. The pickups are great, and most of you will be happy with them, but this guitar in particular, I feel like it wants to rock out a bit more than the pickups are allowing it to. So maybe I'd go for something a little more higher output, but that's probably personal preference. Bear that in mind if you want to rock out with this guitar. These pickups are quite sweet sounding, I guess is the easiest way to put it. Mark mentions he's got one actually. I have one, came equipped with the worst fret job in history, was fixed by a local luthier and is great now. Unbelievable sounding pickups. Yes, so going back to the pickups, they are great sounding, and if they're your sort of thing, then you're going to love them. So regarding the fret job on this, the original owner of the owner of this guitar has done a fret dress on it as well. He said that the original fretwork was pretty shoddy as well, so that pretty tracks across the both models. I don't know if on different batches they're going to improve that. On other Mexican guitars I've tried though, the fret job hasn't been too bad, so maybe they have fixed that. But across 2 Jason Isbell models, if the fret job is bad, then that's worth considering. SNES Band says, how's the quality of the Relic? Feel American Custom Shop, or is there a difference? Overall score out of 10. Now this is a really interesting question because this is a £1,300 guitar. Custom shops are, well, twice that pretty much. They start at twice that if you want a Relic. So it's hard to compare the two. Custom shops, in my opinion, are a definite step above this Relic. For example, custom shops mostly use nitro paint. This is still more of a poly lacquer that they've reliced. I still say it's a decent Relic job actually though. If you guys are familiar with the Mexico Factory's Road Worn series of guitars that are reliced, I'd actually say that this is a step above that as well. We have nice aging on the hardware especially, and also if you get it in the right light, there is a decent amount of checking through the paintwork as well, which is really interesting how they've done that on a poly finish. Usually that's really hard. A little bit of kind of relicking and sanding down on the back of the neck, which makes it look good. But for me, it's mainly the hardware. The hardware is aged really nicely. Even the sort of screws on the pickguard are aged. If I had to give the relicking overall a score out of 10, maybe a 6 out of 10. If we are comparing on the same scale as the custom shops, then yeah, 6 is probably generous. Conyers, sorry, I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong. Why buy this over something like a Nash guitar? I bought a used double-bound Nash with a Bigsby and a hard case for not much more than these go new. That's a very interesting question and something that probably needs expanding on a bit more than I'm going to do right now. I guess consistency maybe over a Nash. I've heard very, very mixed things about Nash guitars. Personally, I like the look of them. I think they go overboard with some of the relicking, but I've heard very mixed things about Nashes, about how they play, about the weight of them, and obviously they use kind of standard, really good like Lola pickups across the board. So I'm sure they all sound good, but I've heard very mixed things about how the guitar actually is, and I think you probably can get a little more consistency with a Mexican Fender. Robbie Vava Valentine asks if there is anything special about the electronics. No, the standard tele wiring system is special, then it is special, but this is just a simple 3-way kind of how I like a Telecaster to be, and it just rocks. It's awesome. I'm at home at this wiring configuration. Ewy Morris asks, what's the routing like underneath the pickguard for neck pickups? I've posted searches this for everywhere. No answer. Please take a look. I have had a quick look under the pickguard, and it is just routed out for 2 single coils underneath the pickguard. So if you wanted to put maybe a middle pickup for a Nashville or a humbucker in the neck, you can't really do that without routing it yourself. I think we're coming to the end of the questions. Oh, here we go. William John Bennett III. Go check out his Instagram page if you don't already follow him. Will I love it? I just bought one. Yeah, I think you will love it. I think, for me, this is one of the better kind of production model Telecasters that I've played, especially under £1,500. This is probably the best I've played under £1,500 if you want just a classic vintage style Telecaster. A few kind of standout things for me, apart from what I've already mentioned, like the relic and the overall look of it. Jason Isbell has obviously one of the only things that is kind of makes it a signature guitar is the bridge. It's sort of a cutaway telly style bridge, which I think gives you a bit more room if you're chicken picking and things like that. The owner of this guitar has also swapped out the saddles, the original saddles, for some Callahan brass saddles, which in my opinion is a really nice upgrade. I can't comment on what it's like with the original saddles, but these saddles, you know, this is a very zingy, vibrant guitar for sure. I know it's a bit silly, but also one of my favourite things about this guitar is the cream switch head. I think that's a really nice touch, especially against the black pickguard. That's really nice. Also, the only other thing that makes you think it's a signature guitar is it's got a kind of a custom neck plate, which to me actually looks really cool. Overall, I think this is a really great bass Telecaster. Not bass Telecaster, but, you know, kind of Telecaster from the ground up. It's just solid, and I would definitely be recommending this to people who are looking for kind of a more traditional type Telecaster. If you want to know anything else about the guitar, let me know in the comments and I'll try my best to answer it. Thanks guys for checking out the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and maybe check out some more. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.